MicheleMarieDalene, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk about some different things in the news. And Nikki says she might be up a little later on tonight. So what we're going to do is I got a couple news articles I want to share with you. And unlike Ruben's complains about if I share news, he says, I can eat the news just as easy as everybody else can. Well, these pieces of news, I am bringing them to your attention because some of the news may interest you and some of them may not be. Well, we'll see how we go from here. Let's get started. The first piece of news is, could the world come to an end on April 23rd? Are biblical end times finally upon us? Well, let me just, before I read the article, let me just tell you what I think. To answer your question is the world going to come to an end? I don't think so. Date setters have constantly set dates. Here's what it says here. The byline here says here from the Fox News. The Bible is more than clear that theological claim that Jesus Christ will return on earth at an undisclosed future time. In fact, that belief is essential hallmark of the Christian faith. And the latter point about the timing is essential to highlight, as Scripture makes it clear that no one knows exactly when the so-called second coming will unfold. Yet once again, here we are with some people setting a specific date of April 23rd, 2018 for the purpose of fulfillment of certain prophetic signs or events. Guys, let me tell you something right now, okay? Jesus says that the only one who knows the day and time of my return will be my Father in heaven. Neither the angels nor I have any idea when I'm going to be coming again. So, in that case, he's saying is don't set dates. The setting of dates is not important because it's not going to be anything that anybody can do, because even he, the Son of Man, does not know the date or time of his return. The next article is something that was proven by Mythbusters at the University of Connecticut at stores, confirmed again, which is this article right here, and it loads up here. Bathroom hand dryer spraying poop on your hands, study finds. Now, that's not really what it is, as Mythbusters proved, is pathogens in bacteria. It's not poop. The study by the scientists at the University of Connecticut found hand dryers in men and women's bathrooms blew bacteria onto the hands, including fecal matter, including fecal coliform. Now, the study published by the Applied and Environmental Microbiology Journal stated scientists came to the conclusion that after they placed data gathering plates under hand dryers in 36 bathrooms on the University of Connecticut's campus. The researchers said they placed the plates under the dryers for about 30 seconds and found between 18 and 16 different colonies of bacteria in each plate. These results indicated that many types of bacteria, including potential pathogens and spores, can be deposited on the hands exposed to bathroom hand dryers, and that the spores could be dispersed throughout the building or deposited on the hands by hand dryers. Same thing the Mythbusters proved as well. In fact, those things blow the bad stuff all over the place, as these scientists have found out. The scientists wrote it was not immediately clear what organisms were dispersed by the hand dryers, and if hand dryers provide a reservoir of bacteria or simply blow large amounts of bacteria contaminate air, or that bacterial spores are deposited on the surfaces by hand dryers. Well, Mythbusters proved they do get deposited on surfaces by the hand dryers. The research noted that hand dryers did not have the HEPA high-efficiency particulate air filter that come in most Dyson models. Researchers said that the HEPA filters helped decrease but not eliminate the bacteria. Okay, so you can find out more from Fox News on that one if you're really so interested. And it's funny how the Mythbusters had proven that exact same topic. And now the main piece for today, as requested by several members of my audience, is this piece right here. And it is Art Bell, whose Coast to Coast AM radio show revealed in the paranormal, dies at 72 years old. He died on April 13th, which is Friday. Radio host Art Bell, famous for his show Coast to Coast AM, and its X-Filed flavored focus on the paranormal, died Friday. His fans will know it was Friday the 13th at the age of 72. In Nevada, authorities confirmed Saturday. Bell died in his Pahrump, Nevada home on Nye County Sheriff Sharon Whaley announced in a Facebook post to the community. She described him as a longtime resident of the area and said an autopsy to confirm the cause of death would be performed later this week. Coast to Coast AM confirmed the news on Twitter, saying its staff was profoundly saddened with the news that the creator and original host of Coast to Coast AM, Art Bell, has passed away at the age of 72. And the actual quote says here, "We are profoundly saddened with the news that the creator and the original host of Coast to Coast AM, Art Bell, has passed away at the age of 72 in his home in Pahrump, Nevada. The full obituary will be posted soon on coasttocoastam.com. And it says, rest in peace, Art Bell, 1945 to 2018. And it talks about his passing away. Let's see. According to obituary shared by the program, the show became syndicated across the country in 1993 and drew in listeners with its wee hours chatter about the conspiracy theories and aliens, shadow people, and spectral energy. The obituary said that as Bell began his journey on the other side, we take solace in the hope that he is now finding out all the answers to the mysteries he pursued for so many nights with all of us. Even after relinquishing this title as host in the early 2000s, Art Bell returned to the airwaves now and then, and he also started a show for satellite radio. The obituary said, before Coast to Coast AM began, Bell, who was born in 1945, was in the Air Force during the Vietnam War, and there he indulged in his childhood passion for radio by operating a pirate radio station, according to the obituary. The show tweeted a comment from his current host, George Norrie, who described Bell as a legend, a radio icon who went against the grain and developed an amazing show called Coast to Coast AM. His impact on my life is beyond words. He will be missed, but I know he is now on another journey. Now, it's funny you should mention about that with Art Bell, because I had a friend I used to listen to his show when I was living in Willimantic. His name was Bob O'Brien, and he also used to listen to Rush Limbaugh, although I tended to enjoy the Art Bell show Coast to Coast AM more than the Rush Limbaugh stuff. However, the important thing is that I would like to be able to watch more and listen more to the Coast to Coast AM show myself, but because it is on an AM radio station in my area, unfortunately I don't have a working AM radio station receiver, because my computers basically block out all the signal. Conversely, they also block out all the FM signal because of the RFI in this building. It makes it almost impossible to listen to anything in this building at all, because of all the RFI in the computers. So really, really kind of amazing to think about that, of all the things that are going on. Right now on our channel, we're doing pretty good at 263 subscribers. However, it seems that we have run into a bit of a quandary. Apparently, some of the people are squeamish about my apartment being not so hygienic. Oh, I'm sorry about that, but I at least did say I was going to clean up. Let me just go take care of something real quick here. My nose, I got to blow my nose here, and we will be taking phone calls, of course, as we go. So, Sinuses are it's allergy seasons are coming in, and it's certainly affecting me as well as we get ready for the season. However, tonight's temperature in Connecticut will be a low of -1 degree Celsius. In fact, it caught my landlord so off guard after he turned the heat off for the season that he had to run to the basement to go turn the heat back on. Connecticut law says you can turn the heat after April 15th, regardless of how cold it is. Well, I guess he realized that wasn't such a great idea. So now that we have that idea, I wanted to take some time to sit on the couch, but guess what? That's not going to happen. As I said, Nikki and Ted will be here in a little bit. Hopefully the internet won't stop working at that time. So let's take a look and take some phone calls right now. So let me switch on the phone number and we will get started with this. Phone number, please. Thank you. Why don't we leave it on full screen so we can see us? Really? Yeah. Okay, let's do that then. Okay, so we'll turn on the camera so we can see us. Although I don't really know what you're going to be looking at, but okay. So, let's see. Latest comments say, who is Art? Art Bell is the founder of Coast to Coast AM. He is the greatest talk radio show host ever. He passed away April 13th and should be acknowledged tonight. And then he Googled this. And then, of course, R11H30 suggested this. So sad. He was the best ever. He started open lines. But I think Rush Limbaugh was doing it also. Very notable indeed. R11H30 says he had COPD, but they didn't know if it was this was the cause. Long-time smoker. Looks like his research was well received. R11H30 seriously was a legend. Look up Area 51, Color, and Mel's Hole Absolute Classics. And then at 710, R11H30 says, gee, Michelle, not unscrewed. Well, okay, we'll turn the phone lines on right now. So at least we can get phone calls. Yes, our phone lines are now on. Sorry about the issues with the phones. We've got to turn it on. Well, I try to keep my phone line unscrewed. I make sure that I tighten the screws with the screwdriver every day I go in here and make sure that the wires are tight and snug. Okay, so, alright. So, the Art Bell and Rush Limbaugh were two of the most well-known talk show personalities on syndicated radio back in the 1990s. But there certainly was another, which was Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck still does technically exist on Blaze TV. Originally, he was on Fox News. He left Fox News to create his own show, which unfortunately didn't do too well after he left Fox News. Let's say, how you doing, people? Peace. And let's see. It would be nice if we could be able to sit on the couch. We could sit on the couch, but then we wouldn't be able to hear the phone if it rings. Oh, okay. I watched last week's live stream, and I wanted to be sure to say that it was... Well, yeah. That's the reason why, like I said, about the Tourette's people. You know, guys, listen, sometimes things get said on this show. I had a very nice conversation with Lamar last night, on Monday, it was it Friday night? Saturday night. I was doing some testing. And Lamar happened to join me on my late night testing, and we covered some of the questions that on pretty much a one-to-one questions about the racism and some other things. It was a pretty constructive conversation. It wasn't really going to be a major conversation. I was just testing something with Cody to see if Cody would let me, using the YouTube app, watch my live streams, which unfortunately, is not necessarily so practical, but we tried. Um, Barbara Bush, the fact that she has cancer and that she has decided and has reported that she is has decided not to continue with chemotherapy treatment for her cancer. Yeah. Um, so, don't forget, Michelle, you're in top chat. You're not in live chat. There's a difference. Yes, there is. Alright, so let's switch this thing to live chat. Okay. I don't see any difference. I don't see any difference either. Well, you can try to answer your question, but what's the question? And why would you want to keep beating a dead horse? A good question. I don't know why. Everybody wants to beat a dead horse. I would say, if you got a dead horse, make horse meat. All right. So, what's your question? Phones are working. Good. Okay. So anyway, the point is what the other article pointed out is that when we're talking about hand dryers, is Mythbusters have already confirmed on their own research that the hand dryers in your typical bathroom, number one, do not completely dry your hands, and second of all, that they tend to actually spread pathogens throughout the air because they suck it in through one way, and then they blow it on your hands, and it turns out to be less effective than a piece of paper towel. So, that does not surprise me. It just is nice to notice that the University of Connecticut stores confirmed exactly the same thing that Mythbusters already confirmed. So, the question is, Busted Possible or confirmed that hand dryers are not good for you. Confirmed. However, they did mention that the both with a HEPA filter such as the Dyson models do not remove all bacteria and pathogens, but rather do a much better job than those that just have a standard generic filter. So, did you see my comments? All I saw from you was I watched last week's live stream and I want to make sure to say that I was impersonating last week. I have a question which might be able to prove that Lumi exists. R11H30 shows 4 question marks. And he says, do you see my comment or should I write it all over again? So, if your comment is one of the 2 comments that I've already seen them, yes. There was nothing necessarily to respond to. It's just that you said, you need to get a stronger constitution, Ruben. Looking at dirt scares you. This is the kind of thing that seriously makes me wonder. Okay, yes, okay, I see that. Well, it's a question. It's not a comment. You didn't actually make a statement. You just said, I have a question which might be able to prove that Lumi exists, which is a completely different thing. You didn't say what it was. No, you didn't say what it was. But as far as some of the other people in this chat, I noticed that some of these people seem to have a very weak constitution. Don't ask me why that is. Whenever there's something in my apartment that triggers Ruben, don't ask me what it is. Something in the way I carry a conversation that triggers Ruben. I was wondering if you're okay talking about Lumi. Well, I suppose we could talk about Lumi, but I was hoping maybe we could cover some more of the important things, like answering the phone for one. Go, call you on the air.
Yeah, Art Bell.
Yeah, who is this?
He played a big role in my life, you know, and he was such a great radio broadcaster. I have a very fond memory of calling into Coast to Coast. It was actually the day after I had just been abducted by aliens and they anally probed me in my asshole. And, I told Art about it, and we talked about it on his radio show, and, Art made me feel a lot better. He made me feel a lot safer, and,
well, one of the things I liked about...
It's just so hard. It's just so hard, man. I don't think I can keep going on without Art Bell.
I was going to say is that, I'll be honest, I didn't really listen to...
I've been anally probed by aliens with an asshole. It's just real tough.
All I was going to say is I didn't get a chance to watch too much of the Art Bell shows. I got into to George Noory a little later on when I was listening to him talking on Ancient Aliens. And then I went and I started digging into the Coast to Coast AM show. But I have heard a few Art Bell shows that were in the replay.
Maybe you heard my call, because I had just been abducted by aliens and they anally probed me in my asshole. They stuck a probe up my butthole. It was about 3 feet in length.
Well, one of the things that I think is pretty interesting is that Art Bell actually helped create a genre on radio and on satellite and, of course, on YouTube, where you have programs...
Yeah, he definitely did. What do you think about me getting probed by the aliens, though, taking a big old 3-foot probe up my ass?
Excuse me?
Well, because I had been abducted by the aliens. When I called into Art Bell's show, I had gotten abducted by aliens, and they probed me. They did an anal probing. They stuck a 3-foot probe up my ass.
Oh, the alien probing. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I should get an award for that, don't you think? Taking all 3 feet?
Well, I do know that there's been questions about if the human being is a portion of where supposed to be junk DNA may actually be extraterrestrial DNA. That is...
when I fart now, it doesn't even make any sound.
Well, here's
it just whispers. It just goes... That's all it does.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting.
After I got anally probed.
Well, here's the thing that's interesting when you talk about junk DNA, for instance. I mean, number one, okay, if that is indeed truly ET DNA sequences, what happens to that material? Will it ever actually be, has that resulted in any human changes to the human genome?
Oh, no, these were definitely aliens. These fellows were about 3.5 feet tall, right? There's about a dozen of them. And they held me down. And, the little green guys with the big old black eyes. And I thought, oh, these guys look friendly. And then the next thing I know, they were 3 feet deep in my babushka. And now, like I said, when I fart, you don't even hear nothing.
Well,
sometimes I go doo-doo on myself just because, they shoved a 3-foot thing up my butthole.
Well, right now, I'm just reading some of the questions that are coming up on the chat. So, I'll see what it says here right now. From R11H30, the last 3 comments are, rest in peace, Art, # stop the probing. And then he says, 3 feet, wow. And he says, what is the girth? Now, I don't know exactly what he's talking about.
Oh, the girth was, it was big. I mean, obviously, if I fart and it don't make noise, it was big. I would say, probably about 6 to 8 inches in circumference as far as girth goes. But we're talking 3 feet of length. I mean, these fellows were playing around with my intestines. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. But
yeah.
I have to be honest, sometimes I do have a hard time hearing people, and I do try. So, I mean, if I miss something, please forgive me. People, please says...
Well, I don't think you missed much. We're just talking about, when the aliens probed my asshole.
Well, this is what People P says. I'm not necessarily saying it's true. He says, People P said, this guy is clearly being sarcastic. Can you not notice that? When let people like this call in and make goofy comments, it makes your intelligent viewers very annoyed. Well,
Well, that's
yes,
pretty
but
rude,
you know
'cause
what?
I'm calling in to
Well, let me
talk
just say
about
one
Art
thing to
Bell.
people. Let me just say one thing to people of peace. These are called open lines, which means that I have no control over who's going to call in. We don't pre-screen or pre-screw the callers.
Yeah, buddy, these are open lines, and if I want to call in to say rest in peace to Art Bell and talk about some of the things that me and Art Bell talked about as far as, you know, the alien probing my asshole, that's fine. And you know what? If you got a problem with it, buddy,
I wouldn't really worry about people peace anyway. He really just kind of really just has a bit of an axe to grind anyway.
Yeah, he sounds like a troll.
And then said,
all right, well, I gotta go,
says
but,
that could have been fatal.
Peace, Art Bell.
Well, yeah, but anyway, people peace. That's true. But talking about people peace is saying, it says, but people can
Is there
take
any way you could play taps for Art Bell? Could you play taps for Art Bell in honor of him?
Can I what?
Play taps for Art Bell.
I don't have a copy of taps on this computer. I have a copy of taps on the other computer, which is online. Yeah. Let me see.
I'll tune in for the tap
Hold on a
section.
second. Hold on a second.
Let you go.
Let me get into that other computer account. All right, so play taps for Art Bell. Also, let's see. I do have it. I just gotta log into the other Mac, and thank God I don't have to worry about security. You're kidding me, right? Maybe you don't have to worry about the security. Of course you do. Oh wait, that's this computer. This one I gotta log into. All right, run computer, connect as. Did you know there's actually several versions of taps? Okay, so connect in here. And let's see, I think it's in the downloads area. Hold on, scratches in Heinz quarters. Michelle, I don't think it's going to connect. Oh, you did. Okay, so you get in. Okay, fine. So let's go to the home folder. Let's go to the, make sure the phone's on the hook. Yeah, it is. So, you go to downloads. Let's see if I can find the music files. Let's see. Taps. Scotland, Sheets, Gray, Shockwave, Simtel, something, you know, she moves. I don't see taps in here. But that doesn't mean it's not in here. It just means that I don't see it in here. Let me see if I can find that. Taps. T-A-P-S. And I'm going to search for the computer for this Mac. And there you go. This is it. So let me see if I can get the play on this one. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck, because that number works out that way. Alright, this is for Art Bell, who has served a lot of people, inspired a lot of people to do things. And let's see if we can get this to play for you. And is it playing? No. Oh, you dirty little... Oh, wait a minute. See how it's playing? It's doing something. It's doing something. Okay, it's not playing it though. So let me copy this song to this computer here. Blang! Alright, so I got it copied in here. The funny thing is all this process, I don't usually do that because iTunes is horrendously awful. I see why it was down. Alright, I'll turn it up, guys. I had the volume turned all the way down. I've got this now. Let's just get this done with here. has another version of taps. Huh. Okay. So let's see. We're talking about the bugle call taps, which is so let's see if I can find that one here. So that's the only one I see there is that one. I can do quick taps in my hand. Brought to you live. Okay, and I'm sorry about the inconvenience. So, when will I get a response? The question People Pete says, do you actually think the guy who called in was actually being serious? I don't know. And, I'll be honest, it really doesn't. Sometimes I never know who's on the other end of the phone. And so sometimes, we just have to just accept that people are taking the time to call and talk to people, and that's what matters more. Is that I think he's kind of was sincere in the sense that the loss of Art Bell, and I can say that is, yeah, because of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I gotta admit, the 101 string one sounded nice to play, but I don't want to go ahead and get a copyright strike. So I thought that was a different version, but that's okay. It's actually it's a bugle version. Military version of Taps for the Fallen Grave. So, speaking of Art Bell and of course George Norrie, Coast to Coast AM, I think it would be wonderful if we could try to talk about the paranormal once occasionally, because we do know that there is a lot of people on this channel that do like to get into this type of material. And I don't know about everything about it, but for example, is this. Who are the Watchers? Now, the Watchers are a group of people that watch over us. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Yeah, is this a paranormal show that we were talking about the alien abduction experiences?
Excuse me?
Is this the paranormal show where we speak about the alien abduction experiences?
We can talk about that. I was going to mention the Watchers first.
Okay. Well, I had an experience once where there were about 3 6.5-foot tall black hooded creatures had abducted me, and they began they had me lying on a table and proceeded to anally probe me. And it was quite a shocking experience, if I must say. It was an intense feeling of pressure on my insides, probably my large and small intestine. But the hell of it is, the 3 hooded creatures were just 3 big black mandangos, and they were anally raping me with their penises, and it has traumatized me for the remainder of my life that it was not aliens, it was men.
Okay, so do you think that there was a reason why they were doing that? Do you think that they were looking for certain genetic material that possibly they could use for cross genetic splicing, and they were using your additional track information for that purpose to determine if your genetic material was compatible with their genetic material?
Well, I don't know if they got any of my genetic material.
But then again, you said you're traumatized, so you probably weren't exactly
I'm sorry,
looking
this
to
is
see
just
if
hard
they...
for me to talk about, but I don't know if they got any of my genetic material, but I certainly got a bunch of theirs.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that there must have been some, exchange, because when you're traumatized, you're not exactly going to be sitting there and analytically asking them or observing if they're taking samples themselves, because it sounds kind of, I'm not trying to, for someone in my other audience, that sounds kind of unusual, because we have heard of them doing such things. The Greys are the most commonly known for doing genetic experimentation on both men and women. You know what the Greys are?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay.
But these were not Greys. These were about
said
6.5 foot tall, deep black, African-looking types.
Okay. Well, anyway, what I know is that there are some questions if the Greys have been coming to this Earth for the past several thousand years looking for genetic markers or material that they could use to possibly crossbreed with us. Maybe as a way to preserve the species. I've heard a variety of things about that. Remember I told you at the beginning of the video that there's a huge subset of junk DNA in the human genome that is questionable what is its purpose, that is predominantly is carried by the male markers in the genetic line. The females don't carry this junk DNA. So the question is they believe that was carried by a male creature.
Well, I think the real question is, do you suggest maybe I get an HIV test or what?
Well, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'd have
and
to
while
agree
you're at
with
it,
you.
why don't you go ahead and get a coloscopy at the same time and determine if your prostate's healthy?
Do you think they would do that all in one appointment?
Yeah, doctor will do it.
I'll have to schedule that. Well, I thank you, Michelle, for your time and taking my call. You have a good night now.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. Okay, so... But because of your Asperger's, he said he... How could you not know he was not a... Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you don't hear it, then he can't destroy your show. It's that simple. Because if you ignore it, or if you miss it because you're Asperger's, people with Asperger's are usually pretty good at picking up on details. But clearly, I think he was trying to kind of be honest. It says here, let's see what else. Let's see. I'm not saying. Okay, like seriously, you're slow. Well, right now I'd say tonight is being pretty calm. I wouldn't say let's not turn this into a bread and circuses here, guys. Because we'll do our best to keep this show on an even keel. And that's what we're going to do. Not only because Art Bell would appreciate people doing that, and so would George Norrie. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Hi, Michelle. It's R11H30. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for acknowledging Art Bell. That's very nice of you. I didn't know if you were going to do it or not.
Well, I am into the alien topics. I was watching a lot of that with George Norrie. I got into Art Bell really not that much because I first was introduced to George Norrie from watching Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. And I knew that Art Bell was the creator of Coast to Coast AM. So,
yes, he's much better than George Norrie. And if I could give you two suggestions, look up after the stream, or whenever you can, look up Mel's Hole and Area 51 Caller.
Area 51 Caller. I know Area 51 was a big hot button topic for his program. As was alien abductions.
The Area 51 Caller is a good story you should look up and read about what happened, and Mel's Hole is it's a whole show. what it's worth.
I can't read it when I'm on the show. I just get all mixed up and everything else right now. We're just trying to keep things one level at a time. Anyway, we can talk about new topics, of course, right now, since obviously I'm right here. So let's talk about this. Is the April 23rd argument of the date setter saying the end of the world. What's your opinion on that?
I do not think the world is going to end on the 23rd. I think that's a bunch of baloney, like he would say.
Yeah.
And they've been predicting the world's going to end for
over and over and over again. Oh, wait. We got a cat that wants to jump into my keyboard. Rusty, do you want to go outside? I got a cat that wants to go out, guys. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I think it's clear that let me let him out, and then I will be right back. And let's take care of that.
There's Rusty.
Come on, Russ, let's go.
She's got a pretty big gash on her elbow there. And there's the cat litter behind her. There's a beautiful rendition of Taps.
It's just like I said, it's the date setters, and it goes back hundreds of years. The most known was the group called the Millerites, which later became the Seventh-day Adventists, saying that they thought the world was going to end in the middle of the 19th century. And it didn't. And, yes, guys, I do have a cold tonight. Or allergies, anyway. So, then we keep hearing the same thing with the 2012. 2012, there was some changes. There was some stuff. But it was not Tiawaki. Y2K was not Tiawaki. And that could have been, but fortunately enough, they got the computers remediated in time so that our modern ages of technology would continue to keep working. As far as the political events regarding Syria, Russia, America, and also George Soros, that is still potentially an issue. Would it truly be a Tiawaki event? Or would the world still exist and a good portion of Americans and world people? I would say most of us will still remain. Even if somebody does press the big red button. Because it's just too big of a world to imagine someone destroying it.
Yes, I agree. Well, let me go and free the lineup, because I got to walk my dog also. But I'll keep tuning in and listening, all right?
All right, well, if you want to have if anybody, you or anyone else wants to come back a second or third time if necessary, you certainly can.
Yes, I'll keep my phone on me. I just have to walk my dog. She has to go out
Well, let me
now.
ask you a question here. The people with peace comments, you're reading them, obviously. I sense that he's trying to start something which I don't want to go there, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you asking me?
I'm talking about people of peace. If you read his latest comment, it's
I don't have my comment thing up. Let me pull it up. I watch you on my Xbox, and I keep the comments up on another screen.
Okay.
I don't see what he said.
Okay, it says here, I am not saying that this to offend you, but it could be because of your Asperger's. He said the word a shoal 5 times now. Could you not know he was another goofus calling in to destroy your show?
Oh, the original alien probe guy?
That was the People of Peace guy.
No, I mean the first alien probe caller who said he got stuff shoved up his butt.
Right.
Yeah, I try to take people for their word until they give me a reason to not. So, if I'm being nice, yes, I believe that he had a traumatic experience where they had probed him up his
right.
rectum.
And on top of that, of course, is that we already know that People of Peace has several times in the past has said things on the show that has caused the whole program to become a giant clusterfuck, and nobody really wants to go there.
Well, you should call in and discuss.
Well, like I said, like his latest comment sounds like the kind of thing that would start a major controversy, and I don't think I want to go there right now. I don't want to start a controversy over things like what People Peace is talking about.
Well, I'll keep watching the chat, and if something comes up, I'll give you a call again in a little bit.
Let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
I noticed this. So sometimes when I'm replaying the chats, is that I don't always get as many comments as I see when I hit the chat replay, and I'm not filtering any of the comments. And it's like, how come on a chat replay I get more comments than I do in my main chat screen, which is being highlighted right now on the screen?
I don't know. I know sometimes when I try to watch the stream back, I don't see any comments. So I really don't know. It seems like it could be something with YouTube.
It could be. But at least I can say right now I don't have the chats on the screen. That's why, because it's just me. So what I'll do is, let me go ahead and switch to chat comments on. Actually, it's probably better this way anyway, because that way I don't want to start a world war over here. So anyway, thank you very much for calling, and I will see you a little later on.
Yeah,
and
sounds good, Michelle. I'll talk to you soon.
Ted, Nikki said she'll be up around 8 o'clock, so...
Sounds good. I'll talk to you when Nikki comes in.
Well, if she comes in, she's got company right now. She's got relatives. So I don't know when she's going to be up here, if she's going to be up here.
No problem.
But we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you for calling. Okay, now, let's go back and talk about the main point of what we're trying to do on this is tonight is there's a lot of material that me and Lumi have talked about independently. We've covered a lot of things on our own on my channel, more than this channel. And I think he says I have a way to prove it. Lumi exists. Well, let's put it this way. I exist, therefore I am. I exist, and that's all you need to know. You don't need to prove anything. There's no need to prove nothing. I exist, therefore I am. I like your answer. It actually has to do with artificial intelligence, but why not? Oh, come on, give me a break. I don't even remember the finish now. But even if I did know the Finnish, how would you be able to authenticate the Finnish? Do you know Finnish? I know some Italian. I know a little bit of Norwegian. Yeah, well, I can tell you one word which is common is danke. Danke means thank you. Danke too. Yep. And so we'll get back to the main topics here. As we were talking, he talked about alien abductions. You talked about junk DNA. And I think it would be really very interesting. Oh, yes. What about past life regression? That would tie in with me and you. That would tie in with us. Alright, let's continue this phone call. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air. Let me speaking.
Yeah, I was hoping to talk about my abduction story.
Excuse me?
I was hoping to talk about my abduction story.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I was an 8-year-old boy at the time. It was a real hot day in San Antonio, Texas. On the radio, they were playing Billy Idol. It was a good day.
Mm-hmm. And? And one of the things that I find amazing is that if you...
out the window, and he asked me if I could give him directions. So I walked. I was going to give him directions, but as soon as I got to his van, the door opened up and he pulled me in. He duct taped me in the back seat. This fella
Go on. Sorry.
He was illegal. And he took me to Motel 8.
Okay, now you're talking about a human person, Mexican, across the border.
Yeah, undressed, and he rubbed himself down with baby oil, and I'll never forget it, because he started doing the Macarena while he was spanking his monkey, and he made me watch. And that's my abduction story. After he finished spanking his monkey and finished his business, he let me go, and I went back home to my parents. Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you this question, right?
I'll never forget it. He had that Macarena song? Oh, let's go Macarena. He had that blaring out the speakers that he had, and he had a CD player in the hotel room. And he was just, going right along with the song, except for being, butt naked and covered in baby oil and spanking his monkey. Yeah.
You know what's kind of interesting is that when we talk about abductions in general, it's usually the women that usually call in to talk about them. It seems that the aliens or ETs are more looking for the female genome for their procreation. We don't really hear too much of a human man intercoursing with a female alien.
I think Felipe was looking for any child that would watch him spank his monkey while he, listened to the Macarena. But, Felipe, he went back over the border, never got caught in his white van.
Yeah, but like I said, is that, the gray aliens, for example, have been observing this planet for thousands of years. Possibly all the way back to the time of
the illegal aliens?
We're talking about ETs, extraterrestrials, but yeah, we can cover American or international aliens too, but mostly in this case we're talking about extraterrestrials. But
I'm not talking about an extraterrestrial, ma'am. I'm talking about Felipe. He was about 5'2".
Oh, I understand that.
Mexican fella.
I figured that's who you're talking about.
Real dirty looking.
Okay, so have you ever had any experience with extraterrestrials?
Just that time Felipe abducted me and, made me watch while he did the Macarena and spanked his monkey.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I have a story about extraterrestrials. People talk about something called loss of time. Do you understand what that is? Loss of time, for those of you who don't know, is when you might be doing something, and then the next thing you know it, you really come to realization it's like hours, maybe even a day later, and you don't know what has happened. Now, some people who have experienced this loss of times wondering if they're going to start barking mad because they have no recollection of what's going on. They go through to the psychiatrist, psychotherapist, hypnotist, whatever, and the hypnotist sometimes may be able to pull out or retrieve the information that may have happened during the time lapse, which often indicates things that are not indicative of any earthly event, such as abductions by ETs, such as the Greys, the most common. Yes, the Greys are the most common, but there are other races as well. Usually, in the case of the races, they are looking for females to carry their genetic material. However, some men have been probed as well. Some men have been gone through a full urinological exam of the urinary tract and everything. The samples have been collected, and there's been cultures have been drawn. But the thing is usually it's the women that you'll sometimes will find the marks on them. Sometimes you'll see traumatic examples of bruising, lesions. It's really very interesting to think about that. And then there's several cases that have been reported that some people have had strange, unusual, non-organic hairs growing out of their skin that are not of earthly origin. And that's I have seen a dermatologist was talking about that. I thought that was really interesting to think that these organic, non-earth growth is going out of the skin, and it hurts when too. So if they try to pull them, it hurts. There have also been reports of alien implants in the human body as well. So there is something going on out there. If you ever had a lapse of time, I have, yes, not recently, but I had a lapse of time when I was very young, when I was in high school, and possibly could have been where I began to get more involved into the spiritual realm through the lapse of time. I also had a near-death experience as well, so when I was very sick. So these are the events that could indeed have an impact. As I said, the dermatologist studying the unusual growths in the body has done a report on this, and it's I think it's available through several because he was a dermatologist, and several dermatological research papers as well. Okay, so right now, of course, Dory's here in the other room. She's in the kitchen. I don't know if she's interested in being on camera. You have to ask her if she wants to be on camera. So let's see. You want to be on the show for a little bit?
Not right now.
Okay, so that takes care of that. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Yeah, I was abducted once, too.
Excuse me?
I was abducted one time, too. I saw these lights in the sky, and they were really strange. I was in Arizona at the time, and it was almost mesmerizing. It was like I was drawn to them. And the next thing I know, I wake up and I'm in a craft. I'm in a ship, and I can tell that this is something I've never seen before. I can feel the cold metal under me of whatever they had me laid out on, and I heard very strange noises. Like it was almost like they were talking, but it was completely incomprehensible. It was nothing like human speech.
Right.
And the next thing I know, they shoved this great big old thing up my asshole. I mean, right up my asshole. They plummeted me with the dang thing. I haven't been able to poop right ever since. Hello?
So let's take a call.
Hello?
I'm just in the process of talking to Dory about something. Hold on a minute.
So yeah, there they are, shoving that thing up my ass.
All right,
and I'm
so-
thinking, gee willikers, at least take me out for a meal.
9 o'clock?
Oh yeah, I guess we can cook after we're done. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm sorry, I was
At
just
least
talking.
give me a cup of wine if you're gonna, ram it right up my poop chute like that.
Well, I'm sorry about that, but I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was trying to let you explain your story. Dory, I just wanted to ask her because she was cooking something, and I said to her, as I turned the volume down, I asked her nicely, I said, what are you cooking? She said, I'm cooking some eggs because I'm hungry. And she said, are you hungry? I said, there's a cow shit in the woods. I said, yes, I'm hungry. And I was trying to listen to what you were saying at the same time. So I wasn't trying to ignore you, but rather I was trying to conversate with her too at the same time. So, all right, so you had
I
this...
was talking about the abduction and how the aliens, when I was on the platform in the ship, they suddenly put this device into my butthole. And, I mean, the pain, it was unreal. It was literally unreal.
Okay. And, of course, he drops the carrier. I mean, hello. Yeah, okay, so... to answer R11H30, is the Snow Queen powers paranormal? That's a good question. I can't specifically say if they're paranormal or from extraterrestrial forces at this point. But technically, we know the term para means above normal. As extraterrestrial usually refers to outside of earthly influence. So That's all I can tell you. I don't know if they're paranormal or extraterrestrial at this point. Let's see. So what do you think about this crazy cold weather we're having right now? Well, the weather we're having outside, it's freezing. No kidding. And it's windy too. And so today, earlier in Connecticut, the landlord by law can turn the heat off on April 15th. And I guess he must have been freezing his own yachts off, so he turned the heat back on because it's not going to be warming up into a lake 2 or 3 days from now. So, which brings up a whole nother story for another time of the video, which is what's going to happen once the global cooling starts and the sun is already beginning its solar minimum and the solar cycle. Is what is that going to do for the cost of heating your home and insulation and food growth, because there was a lot of crap damage. If you've been keeping up with the 2018 playlist, you'll know that I've been covering a lot of material from third-party sources regarding... did you turn the stove off, Dory?
Michelle.
What?
Stop. Of course I did.
Okay, so you did turn the stove off.
Yes.
Okay. Because I thought I smelled something still burning. So if the ground's too cold for growing food, and even our modern technology, are we going to have enough room in greenhouses and hydroponics to grow the food inside? That's a great question. What is it going to do for the human race? And also, are we ever going to get to Mars within the next 10 years? A couple questions. So let's see what your opinions are. Number one, first thing is global climate change, global cooling. Will we be able to feed 7.5 billion people using interior growing techniques such as greenhouse or hydroponics, or even what they call multi-layer farming? Well, some of them may be demonic entities, but I don't think they all are, because angels are also technically extraterrestrials as well. So angels and demons, they can go into that topic. We have gone through that before on my channel. We have done that on Lumi's channel. Not specifically mentioning that they are the extraterrestrials. Okay, people, peace. I haven't answered your question. What's your question? Answer to my question. Because I asked you 2 different questions. And so make sure to give me the answer to which question it is you're answering, so I can at least see if it's the right one I was thinking. So let's refresh the questions. Number 1 is, given the fact that our sun is entering a solar minimum, will, through different interior farming techniques, hydroponics, layered farming, and other things, will we be able to continue to feed successfully 7.5 billion people? And the second one is, how will we be able to successfully keep ourselves from freezing to death during the new modern, or the new ice age that's coming in? Well, I can answer some of that. Let's see if the audience would like to answer it first. I know you can answer it, but even so, let's see what they got to say. Okay. Because if we're already seeing crop damage already in many areas, China, parts of Canada, United States, Russia, Ukraine, European growing areas, which includes Ukraine as well. The first question is are we going to be able to successfully feed all those people? all 7.5 billion human beings on the planet, when the growing areas, available growing areas have shrunk so much because of the new solar cycles that are coming in? That's the question. No, actually, you're not totally wrong and you're not totally right. Let's go through this. He said the sun is not growing weaker. Wrong. The sun is growing weaker. He said the reason we're getting less and less sunlight is because the chemicals control muck. He also forgot the volcanoes. Okay? So the sun is getting weaker because the solar activity is on the drop. The volcanism, which makes the black stuff, black ash and particulate, and the chemtrails, which were supposed to reflect the sunlight back off the earth, that's why they were white, is unfortunately causing the solar energy that is coming from the sun to be reflected back into space. So, we have a couple different things as well, where you can only have a half of truth there. I have the other half. And it certainly means that since the man-made idea of cloud seeding, which the people in China were trying to do, as their reasoning was to cut back on hail, has actually increased the hail being produced in China, which has resulted in more crop damage. Okay? From trying to cloud seed. I think that was kind of stupid. I think it was kind of stupid too. Yeah, absolutely. Cloud seeding is a stupid idea. Anyone else? Which is still, are we going to be able to feed 7.5 billion people with layered farming? This is called vertical farming. I stand corrected. And hydroponics and interior climate-controlled greenhouses to grow fruits and vegetables, possibly near the urban centers where they're needed, say in a warehouse. Are we going to be able to grow enough food to feed 7.5 billion people? Oh yes, don't forget people like meat, and they are planning to eventually, in a very short time, release Schmeat to be sold in the markets. That's scientifically created meat in the laboratory, or Schmeat. It's going to be expensive at first. Theoretically, the idea is that this man-made protein should technically satisfy the needs of the vegans. I don't think the vegans are going to fall for that one, but we never know. If we can't grow enough cattle and stuff outside because of the climate change, maybe Schmeat may become the replacement for so many people, because might be easier to produce the Schmeat in the lab, and then make that available at a lower cost, because the price of fresh beef, and pork, and of course sheep may just grow to be too much for lamb. So we'll see what happens. The whole idea is that we can grow food interior in vertical farming as well as hydroponics. Will it be able to successfully feed 7.5 billion people, or will it be like Soylent Green, where we end up eating some of our own brothers and sisters, quite literally eating, possibly from Planned Parenthood, babies that have been killed? It wouldn't be too Soylent Green to think of that, versus eating the elderly and infirm, but potentially eat aborted fetuses. If you think that's grisly, it is, and I have to admit that I don't really look forward to the thought, but it seems that if things are desperate enough, society is going to find any way to get a protein source, even if it's aborted fetuses. And it's definitely a disturbing thought, but it's possible. We don't know. Well, I think it's going to be really a kind of an issue with 7.5 billion people. If there's not enough growing food, is that people are going to get food one way or another. Cannibalism will potentially become a very common possible fact of life, very likely. So what are we doing here today? Well, technically we're doing okay. We're holding our own. The signal strength is doing okay. We're a little bit behind in the signals, but we're holding our own today. That's always good. It's always good. So let's see how it goes. So let's go back to the questions here on the screen. So far, nothing's being posted. This kind of makes me kind of sad because I really would like to see if anybody has any other questions. Phone's on the hook. Yep, phone's on the hook. And alright, so let's go back to Bigfoot. This was, let me ask R11H30, what about Bigfoot or Sasquatch? There has been several reported sightings of Bigfoot / Sasquatch. However, he's not really easy to photograph. And it's not like makes it easier to catch him, because usually when you see the Bigfoot photographs, most of the time they always seem to be a little bit fuzzy. It's almost like he's keeping himself in the distance and making it hard for us to see the picture in clearer detail. So I don't know if Bigfoot is necessarily real or not, but I do know from what I see on my channel is the amount of people that watch the show is that there's a lot of material that's being addressed, but it's really kind of hard. Right now it's too bad that it's 8:12 and Nikki did not come up yet with so I don't know what her plans are. As I said to me, she said that she was entertaining some guests, so perhaps maybe she was not able to come upstairs because she's entertaining guests. So you gotta show any people the comments. Yeah, I can show you guys the comments. Not that there's really much to see. So let's do that. CP230. That's off. Okay, so let's go take a look at the comments. Right now, when I was talking earlier about the comments, okay, this is my channel here. So let's go back and look at the comments. The last one I have here is, I've heard grandson YouTube very loud. Yes, Bigfoot and Yeti, I believe it is, which also known as Sasquatch, by the way. I have heard grunts on YouTube very loud. So as you're saying, people have recorded the sound that they make. But it's very hard to actually get a visual of Bigfoot or the Yeti. And I think that's very possible that you may have shared this planet with another group of people. Michelle's just keeping her ears open. Yeah, keeping my ears. Yes, many recordings. We still have no clear indication of who the Loch Ness Monster is either. I know that they're still trying to get confirmation if the Loch Ness Monster really truly exists, given the ancient nature of the Loch Ness Monster. But what did you guys think of the research that was done? For those of you who do not know about this, from the Mythbusters proved this first before Yukon did, about the hand dryer situation. Are you surprised to see the fact that this bacteria is being thrown around in the air? No, not really. Just that they are indeed a bipedal hominid. That's all I've been told. Yeah, they're not really. They are possibly a branch of the family tree, but they are not really discussed much. Perhaps they may be a part of the family tree that did not get into alien infusion that gave us the extra intelligence and extra smarts that we have. Such as the ability to speak and the ability to create with their hands. That doesn't mean that they couldn't possibly, like the gorillas and chimpanzees, are able to do simple tool making. When it comes to the development of the mind, it's the Homo sapiens sapien and Homo sapien Neanderthalensis that really has advanced our way. What's the stalking myth? You're saying about the Yeti and Sasquatch? No, it exists a long time. Yeah. Let's see. By the way, I talked to the Soup Kitchen staff about Pete of the Soup Kitchen, just so you understand that they do recognize who he is. And they said they would be keeping him at their eye out for him because I share with him his comments. And so they will be more than likely to have a word with him if he continues to carry on about it. I don't think the Yeti is a myth at this point because it's existed for many centuries. The Yeti, in some ways, is the abominable snowman, which does go back at least 200 years. Yeah, it does. Okay, anyway, the phone number for those of you who want to be part of this is 860-738-8463. And call now while the rates are low. And let me just check to see how we're doing here. Yeah, that's me. So let's switch this camera over here. Turn this off, turn the dashboard off. Switch over to this. And, yeah, that's me. We have a set, so we could technically jump to the other camera if I was sitting on the couch. That's why the other lights are on. That's why we're using 1,000 watts of heat today. Yeah, well, unfortunately, the other camera is kind of going, I want to talk to you. Yeah, well, no, we're not working in that studio anyway, so it doesn't matter. No. Okay, so we're not working in that studio anyway, so we should do, let's just get ready to switch over to end credits for later on, so we don't have to worry about forgetting that. Okay. Any questions from anybody? It's 8:19, got about 40 minutes left. And Dory's doing something over there on the table. I don't know what she's doing, but I'm putting the suitcase in for filming. Yeah, well, George knows that I don't, so. And he's on my side. He saw your comments on my videos, and he's not too happy with you. Case in point. And as one person said, I think it was one of my users should have said, technically, since it's a public area, there's not much you can do if they end up getting in the shot, especially if they know the camera Yeah, well, he didn't say anything to me. So, that's all I can tell you. And he knows that he knows that I do my best not to get in people's faces, so. Anything else, guys? Well, the weather for the next 2 days is going to modulate towards the warmer temperatures. I will tell you that right now. I don't have all the details right here in my hands. They filmed me 30 minutes ago. How could I film me 30 minutes ago when I'm sitting in my apartment? See what I'm saying, guys? I couldn't film home 30 minutes ago because I'm sitting in my apartment. She sure is. She started a straight live stream right here in the apartment at 7 o'clock. So, well, you do know the soup kitchen wasn't open today, right? No, not really. He's just another individual at the soup kitchen that does exist and that has a vendetta against me. Yeah, but George says he didn't even recognize you. Because I showed him your picture and he didn't even recognize your picture. But the other staff members did recognize your picture, and so did Patty. She recognized you too. But George didn't recognize you. One thing about people that are smart, we don't confront people like that. That's why we live to be a ripe old age. No, I wouldn't worry about it. Because I talked to George first, and he said to me he recognizes that I do my best to not film people at the soup kitchen. So, and he's known me for many years at the soup kitchen, and he knows I'm a fairly quiet person, and he does respect that I do my best to protect people. So, yeah, well, it's not 79 degrees here. Trust me. I wish it was. Yesterday was pretty nice. Before it got cold, it was mild enough that I was actually able to do my laundry and hang out a few towels and let them dry. But unfortunately, it's still a little bit on the... No, it's really cold. Well, yeah, but I didn't see no petition, and I haven't heard anything about that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Gotta call you on the air.
Yeah, this is Pete from the soup kitchen.
Yeah?
So just so you know, I just finished up about 30 minutes ago meeting with George.
And I just let you know that I talked to George and he didn't even recognize your picture.
And what time did you talk to George? And secondly, how do you know that the picture's of me?
Well,
how
many other pictures?
Of my dad?
How many other pictures would you use?
How do you know it's not a picture of my dad or my brother that passed away? How would you know, phony baloney?
Oh, he didn't even recognize... The point here is he didn't even recognize...
No, the point here is
the only
that
thing he knows...
I just talked to George
the only thing he knows...
30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago. You talked to George in the last 30 minutes?
No.
Because let me tell you something. When you talk to George again, he's going to have some bad news for you.
I haven't talked to George since Friday, but here's the deal. And now you're going to listen to me now. Okay? Number one.
I don't have to listen to you.
He recognizes that I do not shoot pictures of people without the permission at the soup kitchen. Okay? First
you
of all,
shot my
second
video
of all,
without my permission. You shot Sandy's video without her permission. You shot Kathy's video without her permission.
Listen,
You've done it to multiple people, and that's why there's a petition going around to get you banned from the...
There's no petition because George already told me this. Okay? Here's what it is. Is that because there's no deliberate act of malice whatsoever. That means, just like it sounds like, if there was an act of malice or intention to cause harm, that'd be different. No malice is being intended. Now, because no malice is intended, George also said he didn't even recognize you being a person who hung out with Sandy. I told him, I said, yeah, he hangs out with Sandy. And Patty recognized you. So he said that he's going to...
I'm going to call right back if you're going to fucking mute me, but...
So Patty said, he said that he's going to talk to the staff and ask if, and a few other people in the soup kitchen said they did recognize your picture in the soup kitchen. So, yeah, I don't think anything worked. It says, where am I at? I live in Winston, Connecticut, which is, right now is a high of about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's got a strong wind chill out there. And it is bringing it down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about minus 6 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold outside. So it's really, making it hard for a lot of people who try to keep warm at this point. Any other topics? Because you wouldn't even let me speak. When I was trying to speak, you kept trying to run all over me without listening to what I was trying to say. So I muted you so I can get my piece in, but you wouldn't even let me speak without being interrupted. So if I need to override the audience, I do that as needed, not my choice. We're not in deep trouble. Trust me. Nope. Because George knows Michelle's not trying to do anything bad. Right. And Michelle sits in the far corner. Okay, so it's over by the coffee pots, but she never deliberately tries to take pictures of people at the soup kitchen. George does have access to Michelle's videos as well. Well, you can sue me all you want, but the people in the soup kitchen, most of them can't even afford to even pay for an attorney for that. So I wouldn't really think I have to worry about it. But I don't do my best not to get on people's faces anyway. All right, so next question. Yeah. Well, I can talk to George about it on Monday because I will be there after I come back from shopping with my case manager. Versatile R11H30, I don't think this Pete from the soup kitchen is telling the truth. Okay, number one, he's trying to basically upstage everybody in this program. R11H30. If you're in a public place and you're not deliberately trying to make an expose out of somebody, but they just happen to walk by on your camera, does that make you necessarily require them to sign the release information when clearly they can see that you're doing a interview or video and you're not necessarily interviewing other people? Yeah, but I won't be in until about 11 o'clock in the morning because I have to go shopping first. So, yeah, George said the same thing, that he thought Pete, at the time when I showed him Pete's comments about the argument that Wednesday about me and Lumi and our health issues, he thought Pete had an axe to grind. So, I think in this case, the law is pretty clear that it's not intentional. It's not an issue. It's very different if you're deliberately trying to get somebody in camera, like a paparazzi and stuff like that. And even they can get away with what they do, claiming the same thing: fair access, fair use in common areas. So there's areas where if you're trying to deliberately get into people's private areas, of course, the soup kitchen is not a private area. It is a public community event. I have not gotten any strikes. I got a clean record. I have a clean record at the soup kitchen. So, that's the reason I say is I think that you seriously are the only person who has actually talked to me about this in a very, very, very long time. No one else has come to me and complained at all recently. Maybe last year there was a couple of people who accidentally got in my camera shot without me knowing they were there. But the camera was never deliberately pointed at them. Computer hacker is a little different than what he's talking about. Yes, but if you actually show up on my camera while walking in front of the lens without me and you know it's recording, then that's different. Your logic has flaws. Something similar to fair use regarding privacy of people actually getting in your camera shot without you being aware that they get in the camera shot. And, first of all, George is extremely upset about that, Pete. So, be aware of that. He said that he would like you to stop because I have the medical facts. There we go. And well, either way, I don't think doing the live streams in the soup kitchen theoretically is such a good idea anyway, because I sit there and basically take forever waiting for the questions to come up at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, which is before anybody comes in. Yes, last time I was there on Friday, it was so slow that it was almost doze off time.
Can you hear me?
What's that?
Can you hear me?
No, I can. You want them to hear you?
Never mind. Hang on. I gotta say something. Because this is really bothering me.
Okay, come over to the microphone because.
Michelle, hang on. It's really bothering me, and I've got to talk.
Dorian wants to say something when unfortunately the camera's not acting right. So.
Well, all I want to say is that Michelle works really, really hard on her videos. She does them every day, every single day. She does one in the morning, she'll do one in the afternoon, evening, nighttime. She loves doing them. And why, if what I'm trying to say, it helps her with her depression. Come on, guys. You know she's handicapped. You know she just can't, that's how she copes with life. Come on, people. Her family has nothing to do with her because what she is. But let me finish.
Okay, I'm going to just get the phone so you can read the chats so that you can see what they're actually saying hello to you. So
Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is Michele looks forward to those videos and to those doing what she does. Now, if you're going to get a petition and take that away from her, I think that's pretty damn low. I've been sitting over there watching and listening to the comments that I'm sitting there watching. I mean, listening. So they put the video on, and I was listening to people, and it's horrible.
Right.
She's human, for God's sake. I mean, and there's nothing going on. She's one of my good friends. And I want to see people treat her with respect, not try to get her kicked out of the soup kitchen and not all this other stuff. So cut your shit and knock the shit off. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.
The chats right here if you want to read them.
No, all right.
Now, Dory, if once she can actually join us in the chats, are right there in her hands, so she can read the chats as well as I can.
All right, where? I saw my name. Where to go? Oh, here it is. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the screen so I can see. The version the other camera here is acting up again, so unfortunately I can't get the other camera to work correctly. So
I agree. Pete should just leave her alone. I mean, she's not doing anything bad. Pete from the soup kitchen.
I think one of the questions about this Pete guy is why does he keep
I'll talk to, hey Pete, call. I'll talk to you on the phone and I'll tell you the fucking facts, asshole. Excuse my language, people, but I am sick and tired of people picking on Michele because she has a split personality or whatever you want to call it. Lumi is
I'm not split personality.
Michele, I don't know. Michele, I don't know what it's called, but I know what it is, but I can't think right now.
Dual souled. Anyway.
Dual souls, whatever she is, that's her. That's how she copes
in
life.
And also, let's talk about this comment where he's using the male pronoun he. You saw my birth certificate, you saw medical documentation. And so did George. Now, you think that's right to do that to people?
Okay, Pete, you just said that she filmed you by accident.
And she said he. He's calling me a guy.
No, he's not. He says, Pete, from the soup kitchen, he filmed me. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Come on, guys. She's a she right now. She wants to be that. Let her be that.
And my birth certificate says female on it. And so does my medical documentation. Doesn't that count for anything in this day and age? Of course it does. Your medical documentation is your medical documentation.
Pete,
how can I answer the phone when I'm all the way over here?
Call, and I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't take crap from nobody.
And the phone is on right now. I'll turn this ringer on so I can hear it. I accidentally got knocked off the hook because you didn't hang up properly last time. And we're getting some squeal, so it just... Let me get... Go ahead, caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is Pete from the soup kitchen. Dory, you can go fuck yourself. Nobody likes you anyways. Nobody likes you. If you haven't noticed, there's not a whole lot of people that want to sit around you. And there's a few reasons for that. One is that you smell really gross. And two, being all your drug habits, you're probably due to steal from people.
Yep, okay, say whatever you want. I don't care what people think of me.
It's true.
And I do not have a drug problem. I have mental illness. So go fuck yourself too. Goodbye.
So everybody else at the kitchen is wrong. You don't have any drug problems. Everybody else is lying.
I do not have a drug problem.
She does not.
I do not.
That's what everybody says.
Well, you know what? I don't care what everybody says about me. I don't care.
With her good buddy Michelle there looking to film everybody.
Well,
we can't have decent conversations in the soup kitchen no more because it's always posted on the goddamn internet.
Well,
and I'm sick and tired of seeing my fucking face on somebody's video when I didn't give you the goddamn permission. I wanted to go get a fucking donut. I didn't want to be interviewed by a cameraman. And I'm tired of it. And you're going to take those fucking videos down, Michelle. You're going to take the fucking videos down. Or I'm going to get them taken down. And I'm going to sue your ass. And I already talked with George. And your ass is out of the soup kitchen. You better bet it. One more fucking time I find myself on that video. And your ass is out.
You know what, Pete? It sounds to me... It sounds to me as if you're actually jealous.
Okay, excuse me.
He hung up the phone on us.
You have a temper there, Mr. Pete. Boy.
Yeah. And you know what? It sounds to me like he's actually jealous that he couldn't be able to do the same thing. Of course he can do the same thing. It's a public area. And people do, and I do respect people. And I do make an effort not to film everybody at the soup kitchen. But it seems to me that
the guy that says, whoa, I do too. Wow, that was crazy.
He has an anger issue.
He does. Pete, you have an anger issue. You need to get help for your anger issue so you can take drugs.
It's like, in your cases, why are you so mad? Because, for example, which is a different topic I'm bringing up here, that I have been... misdiagnosed originally as a boy, pretty much my early years, and finally I got my birth certificate corrected all the way in 2008, 2009. What does it matter now in 2018?
Pete, Michelle, there's a guy here that wants to ask me something, and I don't...
What's that?
It's a guy that's on a cross. He wants to ask me something.
Go ahead, ask it. Yes, people, peace. You can ask Dory a question. It's possible. It is possible. But, on the other hand... For somebody who's supposedly a troll, he sure knows a lot about Michelle and Dory's business.
Okay, but this guy, I don't know who he is, but he's on a cross, and he wants to ask me something.
Yeah, people, peace, go ahead, ask your question.
And then he says, first order.
He's making a statement first. Okay.
People, me and Michelle are friends. There's nothing going on. Okay? So... I want people to stop saying that because it's not true, because she can't keep her mouth quiet on anything, as we all know that. Second of all,
Mike Vitale.
What goes on with me and my friends is nobody else's business after tonight, because she is not going to mention my name unless I give her permission or I want to talk on these dumb, stupid videos. But I understand what they mean to her.
As far as Pete's other comment, did you see what he said here? He said that Mike said I was transgender. Mike Vitale said I was transgender. Well, no, Mike Vitale did not say I was transgender. Okay, what fame? And no, Mike, by the way, did not go to high school when I did, because he wasn't even born yet. And no, I did not go to school with his mother. She said, people, peace, said, I always wanted to say that I agree with you.
I know, people can be very rude to Michelle, and I'm very sorry, and it's crazy. I like what this gentleman just said, people of peace. He said, I like this comment. He says, gotta get back here. Dory, I always first don't know you guys. Okay, that's not the one. Oh, here it is. He says, I agree. I wanted to say that with people that have been really rude to Michelle. Also, a lot of very good viewers have left due to all trolls. Yes, thank you for saying that about Michele. She tries so hard on these videos, and I just can't believe that some people want to take that away from her. I won't mention any names, Peter.
I think that the thing is...
And okay, let me ask you a question. I'm actually going to ask Pete a question.
Okay.
Okay? Pete, if somebody told you, for instance, you're an arter, you make art, okay? Just for example, and somebody told you that you couldn't do that no more, because something happened where you can't do it no more. How would you feel? Feel like Michele. Feel like how she feels if you're taking her videos away from her that she looks forward to every single day, from the time she gets up to the time she goes to bed.
Well, I think what she means is an artist, guys. Okay. By the way, R11H30 says that he agrees that these videos are hard work. And I work on them every day. And I invest a lot of time into them.
I agree with you.
And I'm sure that Pete has his own things that he loves to do. And I don't know what they are. I don't know the person, so I can't say. But if you put as much work into your pride and your passion as I do, and then voluntarily you go up on the internet twice a week at least and open the phone lines and ask people to call in and ask questions and make statements, and they call in and make statements, and some of them are nice and some of them you can't be too sure about. I mean, would you be able to do that twice a week? 2 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours in some cases.
Okay, Pete, I'm sorry you're getting pissed off, but Michele really talked to George. I was right there when he talked to her, and he's not mad at her for her videos. Yeah, tendency she gets somebody's face, but I wish there's a way that she could block that out, but it's really hard.
And George knows that I make an effort not to record people at the soup kitchen. It's not like I deliberately am trying to go out there and deliberately dig into their faces with videos. Just ask your question, people of peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sticky fingers, didn't people of peace go to jail over treating to kill people?
Threatening.
Oh, threatening to kill people? It's important.
Clearly, he must have got off under accelerated rehabilitation for the threatening, because obviously he's right here. So.
Oh, this Ruben or is writing OOTW.
What does OOTW mean, guys?
Yeah, but I know what AOL means. That means laugh out loud.
Oh, I think it means out on the wire. That's the gentleman that was out on the wire.
I heard.
Okay.
It was
laughing out loud. That's what I heard. It was on that or fondling children. What?
What?
So you see what I'm saying, or when I have to try to keep a calm disposition during these streams, because you never know what you're going to get into. AOL means American Online.
No, it means laugh out loud.
LOL means laughing out loud. And now someone's trying to log on as me. Oh wait, you're typing.
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot. So yeah, Dory also can type on my Android phone too. So if you wonder who's doing the typing, it'd be Dory or me. But I will be mostly just reading your questions and responding with text, speech. Pop went to jail. I'm not sure if it's the threats incident or that time he fondled those kids on the school bus. I don't think the Royal Canadian Mounted Police went after him for the second one. I think it was the threats. Was it on the Nascapedia page or something? Or was it the page out there at the farm page there? I wanted to tell Dory that the trolls on here are trying to start a beef between Dory and Michele. Michele never said anything about being in a relationship between herself and Dory, as far as I remember. That's right. I mean, we talked about it, but we never actually had.
Michele?
There. Just answered it. Alright, so... Yes, Ted, how you doing? Dory's in the other room. You can probably see her in the other camera view. Because the other camera keeps acting up. That's why I tried to stretch the image. You can see Dory over here. You can probably see her behind my head here. I want to leave your head so you can see it. You can't even see Dory because your face is in the way. There's Dory over there in the corner. You can see her. So I was going to use the other camera, but unfortunately, every now and then the other camera sensor gets all confused, and then it throws a temper tantrum, and the next thing you know, the picture gets knocked offline. See if I can get that back. I don't think it's going to work, but we could try. Let's see. No. Because the problem is it shows all the chat. Okay. So it'd be best to type. Well, I'll let Dory answer that one.
What? What am I answering?
For the last one at 8:53 p.m. Oh no, wait, 8:53. She said it's from Stinky Reeves there.
Oh.
I'll let you answer that question.
Well, let me tell you, okay? Just because you sleep in somebody's bed doesn't mean you're fucking them.
Right.
So, think about how many times you people out there slept with somebody and nothing happened. So, that's life. Think about it.
The reason we share the bed is because there's no room in here for a second bed.
And I don't like to sleep alone. So, that's my reason. If you don't like it, I don't care.
Okay, then what does OOTW mean, Ruben? I wouldn't really worry about that, guys. F-bombs have been thrown around here enough times. The viewers said, I never threatened anyone. My mom already called the police, and the police said no one has called them about me, and my hands are clean. Okay. No, long ago, me and Dory did discuss that, and we both agreed mutually that that was never going to be a relationship.
Yes,
One
that's
of the reasons
true.
was that I'm very much involved with Lumi, but I'm also now involved with somebody else too. And that person and I have a potential of going further, or even me and that other person are just friends at this point. I'll let Tori answer that, since she's right here.
What?
R11830 wants to know if you're a lesbian.
No.
Are you bi?
No.
Okay. But, you can call in right now if you want. I know it costs money if you call in from Canada, but go ahead. The phone's open. Yeah, if that video comes from MMD Archives, be careful because a lot of times he edits videos. Go ahead, call, you're on the air.
Yeah, the Stinky Reeves here. How you doing?
I'm doing alright.
Oh, that's great. Let me talk to Dory.
Well, she's right here.
Hello.
Hey, Dory, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I was just saying in the chat there, I can send you the links to the videos where she talks about this. But what she said, I got it written down here. She said, oh, yeah, me and Dory, yeah, we've been a thing for about 4 years now.
I never said that.
Yes, we are dating, and obviously I'm taking out the parts where people are asking her questions. Yes, we are dating. If we weren't dating, then why would we sleep with each other?
I never said that. I said that...
Oh, you specifically said that you have been with her for 4 years, that it was a romantic relationship. You said your proof to that was the fact that you guys slept together.
All right, are you saying Dory said that?
No, you said that, Michelle. I can send her the link. That's what I'm saying. You blocked links.
Me and Dory were together as friends for 4 years. We did consider in the past.
That's not what you said. You're changing words now. You said that you were in a romantic relationship for 4 years.
That was 4 years ago.
No, you said that this year. You said it like less than 3 months ago.
All right.
Okay. Sticky Fingers, can you please send that to me?
Stinky Reeves.
Excuse me?
It's Stinky Reeves, not Stinky Fingers.
I'm sorry. I have a learning disability. I'm very sorry. Don't laugh.
Fine.
Go ahead, laugh. I don't care. But anyway.
No, it's just Stinky Fingers is a funny term.
Oh, okay. I have dyslexic. So anyway.
Okay.
So can you send that to me?
Yeah, is that the video from
That's
MMD?
what I'm asking.
Michelle,
I
please be
can't
quiet.
send it to you. I can't send it to you without your email, or maybe I guess I could post a comment on one of your videos. But
Well, she
yeah,
has her
I
own
could definitely
YouTube
send
channel
you that
also.
video because you can hear it for yourself. Because
Yeah.
Michelle's denying that she
Okay.
said these things, but she did. She did insinuate, and not when she said we sleep together. She didn't mention we sleep in a bed together. No, she made it sound like y'all sleep together, like
wait,
doing
wait.
the nasty.
No, I sleep. I do sleep with Michelle, but there's nothing going on with me and Michelle.
Correct.
I don't like. I have a phobia, but anyway, it's just that I don't like to sleep alone. So that's all that's going on. I sleep on one side and she sleeps on the other.
Right, that's correct. And we are not.
But Michelle, you use that as proof that you are in a romantic relationship.
No,
and you
we're
said
not in a relationship
specifically
anymore
a
at all.
romantic
In
relationship.
fact, I'll be honest with
didn't
you.
say a
I'll be honest with
friendship.
you. Hold a minute.
You didn't say a
All right, let me
companionship.
finish.
You said a romantic relationship.
No, we're not.
For
That's
4
just
years.
it. Okay, wait a minute. I may have thought we still were, but then again, I also said that our relationship from several years ago began to fall apart. We fizzled out.
Please.
Well, right there. You said you just said you may have thought you still were, but Dory says you never were in a romantic relationship.
All
so
right,
where
well,
is
we
this
asked,
still
since Dory's
coming
here,
from?
why don't you let her answer that question?
Okay.
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 Reese, just send that to me, okay? And you could just post it on my my YouTube page.
I will. I'll post it in your comments, but where did this still come from? So was there ever a romantic relationship? Because you can't still be in a romantic relationship if there was never a romantic relationship.
No, I wasn't. I was.
Long ago.
All right. I just didn't. I can't explain it. It's I was never in a relationship with her. At one point, maybe, but it didn't work out.
Right. It didn't work out at all.
Okay, that's my answer, and that's all I'm saying about it.
As I said before, it fizzled out a couple of years ago. And I think part of the reason is because...
I thought Michelle was lying.
Okay, so I chose...
Talk about vindication for you, Michelle. You were telling the truth.
Right. And I also said a relationship... Any relationship we had fizzled out because of Lumi, which is true. See, Lumi and I are really tight.
Right.
Okay, so that's the end of it. I don't want to hear any more.
All right, then. Well, shoot, I got what I needed, so I'm going to get going.
All right.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think about this Pete guy from the soup kitchen? He sounds to me like he has a real anger issue.
Yeah, I don't know Pete, so I can't really say anything about the Pete guy.
Yeah, we looked at his avatar and thumbnail. He's not exactly a very happy person.
Seems like you guys are arch nemesis there. You know?
Yeah, but no one actually wanted to have him as arch nemesis. I don't even know who he is.
Well,
yes, Pete already.
You made videos? Didn't you say in one of your live streams that Pete was behind you?
R11H30 says, don't mess with Michelle. She's Michelle's hurt, though. She's a gentle soul.
No, she doesn't realize that people are behind her. She can't see that well. And she doesn't... I mean, I know it's not an excuse, but that's Michelle. She has to have everything really, really close, and she doesn't look behind her and see who's by her. If that's bothering you, she doesn't mean it. I mean, people are human.
Yeah, I got no clue.
You know? So...
I wish you the best of luck with that, though, Michelle, you and your villain there. But, yeah, I'm going to let you two ladies go. I got the info I needed, so have a good one now.
All right. We'll talk to you later, then.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Yep,
Thank you.
Anyone else want to join in? 860-738-8463. Call right now while the rates are low.
Okay.
Yeah, it's possibly.
If you were looking over her shoulder the other day, why are you complaining? Because you were looking over her shoulder.
And actually looking into my viewfinder.
Exactly. So why are you complaining when you are trying
that
to
I'm
instigate
deliberately
Michelle?
trying to get pictures of you when you're actually realized that the camera was aimed at me and you're looking over my shoulder and you see your face in the picture because you have put yourself on the picture.
Right. So that's your fault, not hers.
And like I said, we make every effort to Soup Kitchen to not record other people. R11H30 says the value of Bitcoin has rebounded fairly well. I haven't really been keeping up with it, but some people have mentioned that. That's 9:05. Do you want to say anything, Dory, since we have some time?
I'm just reading some of these questions.
Can I speak to you, Dory? Yes, you can speak to us. You don't even have to keep saying, can I speak to you? Just speak. I need to ask you to read the comments from me because I can't, because my phone is not working. Said, how are you able to type my message? Type to me. Actually, I don't know who the other woman is you're talking about. There's a girl, there's another guy at the soup kitchen which George talked to on Friday who keeps telling George that he's trying to hear the radio. George says, as far as the other guy, he talked to him and he asked him to understand that, he could just always sit closer to the radio if he wants to hear the music instead of sitting so far away from it.
Michele, can you read what Pete said?
He says, can I speak to you and Dory? I need to ask you to read the comments because I can't call in because my phone's not working.
No, what Pete said, he just did something.
I was looking to make sure it wasn't being recorded. Well, now, obviously you got recorded, alright? I'll take you to court too, Dory. Why don't you say all this to my face tomorrow? I'm meeting with Michelle's. Excuse me. Actually, I told you that I won't be at the soup kitchen until later in the day. But you certainly can meet with me and Dory if Dory doesn't go to Primetime House tomorrow. The old, short, red-headed, crabby lady. Do you know what this old, short, red-headed, crabby lady? Oh, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, she's always asking, but it's not because she's afraid. She thinks that I'm trying to record her, and I'm not. Could be. I wanted to say that the trolls are trying to start trouble between you and Dory, and they possibly want to destroy your friendship. Well, that sounds likely.
That's not that, Michele. That's never gonna happen.
Friendship will always have friendship. They also want to try to get Michele kicked out of the soup kitchen. That's not going to happen either. Go ahead, call you on the air.
My name is Jason Wynn the First, and I am the North American Snow King. And on this day, we draw closer and closer to the date, May the 5th. On that date, I shall march my armies into the fields of
How come
battle.
you never actually talk to us, and you're always giving like these little emotations? Why don't you speak to us?
A king feels no reason to speak with a peasant.
Okay, go ahead, Dory.
I think you sound a little crazy.
To his kingdom. Yeah, you're really cold here, Jason. Thank you, Matt.
Bye, Jason.
I think you just shocked the hell out of me.
Why are you saying bye to me? I'm not going anywhere. I'm the ruler of these lands.
You're nuts.
Yeah, you really showed her, Jason.
You didn't show me
Thank you,
nothing,
Matt.
asshole.
You're welcome, Jason.
Wow.
Hey,
You
this is
sound
where you're talking.
crazy.
You're not going to talk to Jason like that. You're not going to talk to Jason like that.
All he is a braggart. You know
Unlike
that
you,
braggarts
you're-
are not entitled to being part of the Weather Stewards at all.
Yeah, I know. You sound crazy.
As Matt just told you, you are but an imposter.
That's right.
And
Laugh.
I would not stoop to your level so low. Who is this peasant laughing in my ear? Shall I march my armies on your lands and sow your fields with salt? And nay, shall there be a harvest for 15 year and 10 stone?
You're funny, asshole.
Yeah, I agree with R11H30. He's not a bona fide real deal. 100%. He's definitely full of it. 100%. What do you think?
Definitely full of shit.
Okay, ask him about the Yeti. Well, right now he's just rang off, so I can't ask him anything. The display... He didn't do anything. And I told him my season ended already for the year. Because I don't have, for during the other 9 months out of the year, I'm just a regular everyday person like you guys. Well, I don't say he wasn't. I was asking if he was. I didn't want to anger him. Yeah, well, that's just what I'm talking about. That's a good point, Dory. Maybe that Pete guy is the supposedly North American Snow King guy. In other words,
Do you really believe that?
the same person?
Do you really believe that?
Well, you think they got this? Do you think they're different people?
Who?
The North American Snow King versus Pete from the Soup Kitchen. Could it be the same guy playing two different roles?
No, it could be. But you know what? It's crazy. It's crazy.
His behavior is crazy.
It's very crazy. This person says there's no way they are the same person. They are the same.
Well, clearly the Snow King is using some reverb and special effects.
It's totally a different person.
I don't have the ability to actually.
Okay, I think you're right. I do think it's a different person. I don't think it's the same person.
I don't think may not be the same person, but they're using definitely special effects on this voice. I'm not a voice specialist. I can tell you that. Yeah, well. The reason why Michelle agreed to only do 3-month season is because she wanted to be fair and let other people have a break from the snow.
I didn't know there was a Snow King. I didn't know that. All I thought it was a Snow Queen. And if you're the king and she's the queen, oh no, that's not good.
But the problem is that this Snow King is not. I've double checked with Mother Gods. She said he does not have any official power in her records.
Yes, I believe that that's a totally different voice too.
Yeah.
I know. I think he's using special effects.
I think he is too. So, sorry Nikki didn't come up, guys, and I'm sure that some of you guys are going to want me to get ready for bed sooner or later. I know that. Dory's probably wanting more color. Go on the air.
If you believe that I am using special effects, then how do you explain my twin soul flame, Matt? Yeah, how do you explain me? Because it would literally be fucking impossible for me to switch between two effects like that. It's called having a goddamn voice, and you should work on yours. A true ruler has a true voice.
What do you think, Dory, to his argument?
I still think you're nuts.
I still think he's a braggart.
No, Nikki is not my daughter. Her mother is one of my best friends and one of my childhood friends. So that's Nikki's, but I look after her. She calls me Mom.
Yeah, well, we'll probably still be on a little longer if Dory feels up to it.
I'll go to 9:30. That's it.
Sounds fair to me, considering the fact that I haven't even really eaten dinner.
Drugs. I think he's on drugs.
I had some lunch today with Patty, but we didn't eat dinner. We had I went to Dunkin' Donuts with her, got a egg and cheese muffin. She got the other one, and then we had we had Boston cream down each. And
I don't know how old Nikki is. I don't know, but I know she's in her 30s. I'm not sure quite how she's.
Yeah, she's in her early 30s.
Yeah, she's very fun to talk to. She's down to earth. She tells you how it is, and that's the way that goes.
And there's another Nikki in the same building that. What?
Michelle, too much information. I'm going to teach you to cut that out.
Cut what out?
Your information.
Well, I was just saying there's another Nikki in the building, too. So there's two Nikkis in the building.
Why would people want to know that?
Because they met the other Nikki one time when she was on the video with her daughter, remember?
Yeah, but still, you don't. We don't see them anymore, so why talk about them?
Right. Hey, you know what? Don't knock it. Especially the fact that, okay, the Dunkin' Donuts one wasn't as good as the McDonald's one, but it was still food. Considering the fact that it's Sunday, and guess what? The soup kitchen is not open on Sundays. Go ahead, call you on the air.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing alright. Who's this?
My name's Fred.
Fred. Go ahead, Fred. What's up?
I watch your videos. I don't have a YouTube account. I don't want to make a Gmail, so I can't comment. But I just want to check on that whole scam thing that you guys were caught up with the publisher house clearing.
Yeah, what
Whatever
about
happened with that? Does Dory know it's a scam now? Or does she still think she got money coming?
Well, that one was a scam because, as it says on the Publishers Clearinghouse website, which I gave you information on my channel here, they are...
Yeah, but did Dory ever figure that out?
They say...
Yes, I did figure it out.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was a little bit concerned. I thought you guys were going to send your money to scam people. That wouldn't have been good.
Well, Ruben was nice enough to post their actual awarding policy of the money, and it says in the policies that we do not require anybody to send us money up front if you are declared the winner. You know what's
a pretty good rule of thumb, just a universal thing to go by in life, is if they ever ask for you to send them any kind of money at all in order for you to obtain what you've won, something is not right, big red flag, that's a scam.
Right.
So I would suggest in any future situations, you wouldn't say like, hey, I'm about to buy this big old house here and property because I'm going to have a suitcase full of money. Because what would have happened was you would have sent them $200, and that would have been that. That would have just as simple. You would have just sent them money.
If we sent them $300, we would have got nothing out of it. Period.
Right. So maybe from here going forward, now that you guys have learned that lesson, the next time somebody contacts you or whatever, you think that you've won a contest, when they ask for money, you'll know to say, okay, we probably shouldn't send them money, because another thing was you guys didn't want to talk about it because it was supposed to be secret.
Well, here's the thing, Fred.
Do you see what they did there with that, though? Do you see their logic of making it a secret?
All right.
Because by making it a secret, you don't tell anybody what's going on, and then the logical people can't tell you, hey, that's a scam.
I was just trying to say I did enter the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. So I first thought it was legit until the person started saying I had to give money for an insurance package.
Well, you seemed pretty convinced at the time that it was legit, because remember you made the statement. You said, "I'm going to buy this property," and they said, "How are you going to do that with no money?" And you said, "Well, I'm going to have a big old suitcase full of money." And you seemed pretty confident that you won that money up until people said, "Hey, it's probably a scam."
Well,
excuse me, wouldn't you think? I mean, if somebody called you and just before you started to put two and two together, wouldn't you think you won it too?
I could see why, if you weren't aware of the scams nowadays, I could definitely see why you would believe it. I'm not faulting you for believing it.
I'm talking about
No, not me personally, because I'm very aware of how scams work. If you look up the definition, part of it mentions online scams, and it says, blatantly, if you ever win an award, you never have to pay for it. That's part of how the laws in that work. You don't have to pay for something you want. You may have to pay taxes after the fact, but you don't have to pay an insurance fee or anything like that. So me personally, I wouldn't have fallen for it, but my grandma might have fallen for it, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
R11 age 30. Yeah, I know. But it sounded so real at the beginning.
Yeah, it was exciting for most of us.
Well, in the beginning, I could see how it sounded real because you entered a sweepstakes thinking you're going to win it, and then you win it.
Yeah.
And then everything's really all good up until the point where they say we need $200, and then that's when you should have raised that flag.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, thankfully, Michelle spilled the beans on it. That's you know, you can say that she gives out too much information, but you got to be pretty thankful that she did that there, because you guys were set to send them money.
She does, and if she doesn't feel that something's right, she'll go online and figure it out. I mean, Michelle is like a genius on the computer.
Actually, it was very helpful that Ruben did share me that information of how the policies are for winnings, because that helped. And that just confirmed everything. So when this guy called back again, Charles called back again, I gave him a white lie. I said, oh, I talked to people at Publishers Clearinghouse. They said, I don't have to pay anything. He's like, who did you talk to? I said, I talked to a supervisor. What I actually did was I used the information Ruben gave for the webpage, and I read him what the webpage said. And the guy got mad and hung up the phone.
Yeah, that's usually how they do it. So, but I'm glad you guys learned your lesson, and hopefully for the next time you get scammed, you'll know what signs to look for. You two ladies have a wonderful evening now.
Oh, let me ask this question.
This has been Fred, and I am out.
Let me ask this question, okay? If you're still there. Oh, you rang off. Okay, well, let me ask this question. Maybe you guys can answer it. Why are these people always trying to say that you gotta fork out money for an insurance package? Why don't you just say, oh, well, we have to pay for the taxes up front with the money or something like that? It's so stupid, it doesn't make it down by the cents to do it that way. Well, I wasn't sitting near the phone recording system to do it. But I was in my bedroom when they called. And so I wasn't really thinking about recording him. But, you know, it just proves a point that they always seem to say it's for an insurance package. It's just like, what insurance package? You're coming to me with a check, theoretically, so why do I have to pay for insurance? Is that so you don't break up both of my legs and put me in cement booties and send me down the Mad River? Of course, that's what they really want to do, right? They want to get money out of my ass because that's how they get their money so they can award it to the next person. Theoretically speaking, which is not the case. Go ahead, speak. Go ahead, people of peace. You don't even have to say, I want to ask a question. Just ask your question. And if we can answer it, we'll answer it. There's a reason why the address is public information, guys. It's also in my end credits as well.
Piece on piece, is it my address or her address?
No, my address, not yours. My address.
Well, I have the same address, so I can't help that.
But it doesn't say your name, though. The reason I have my address is so that people can contact me by paper mail if they, for some reason, don't have access to contact by chat. Yes, we do know that, Mary Jane. We talked about that at the beginning of the show.
Okay, Mary Jane. I'm sorry about your this lady Belle. I'm sorry. I give you my condolences.
Art Bell was the creator of the Coast to Coast AM
Oh.
syndicated radio show.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier. Somebody mentioned that earlier. I really hadn't had a chance to talk to him, but what I heard of him, he's a very nice person.
I never gave Dory's daughter's address. I didn't even have Dory's address.
Michelle, you knew I lived at 35 Maud Street.
Oh, no, you just gave it.
I said no. I said that I knew you that you knew I lived at 35 Maud Street. 35 Maud Street lived there. I don't live there anymore, so you
Right.
can say it. But Michelle never said that. Michelle,
Because the building was foreclosed upon, so she's not there.
Michelle,
What?
into information.
And, can you hum the tune of I already did that at the beginning of the show, guys.
Well, Michelle maybe she gave the address because I think maybe because I asked her to, but it's okay. I don't live there no more, so nobody knows where I'm at. So it's okay.
And besides, there is always a reason why my address is available, and that's my personal decision to put out my address.
Mary Jane, I'm sorry about that. I do, like I said, I can send my condolences.
No, I said it got foreclosed on. Not because it was condemned. Although, Dory, what was the condition of that place when you were there?
It was livable, but the landlord
didn't pay his
Michelle
mortgage.
Quiet, the landlord did not pay the rent. I mean the mortgage. So they foreclosed on the house, and we were there for about 3 years, and almost 4 years. So I mean.
And she says,
and then
yes.
the landlord just condemned. I mean, they just came and told us we had to leave. No big deal. That's the law. You have to leave.
The building also, would you say that the building did have issues that could have resulted in the town considering it a health and safety concern? I've never been in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we had problems. I mean, but when you need a roof over your head,
I never said anything about anybody's apartment being dirtier than mine. So where are you getting this information, Mary Jane, when I never said anything about this?
Yeah, right. Michelle's never been at my house.
That's right.
You know what? I don't care what people think.
So where are you getting your information, people, when I never said anything about Dory's apartment being dirtier than mine? And where would you say I said the building was condemned because it was disgusting? I never said that either. I never said that. Nope, Michelle never said that at all. People, please stop asking questions that are obvious. She's got my phone there in her hand, so yes, she can read your chat comments.
But I have to read them slowly to understand them.
And by the way, for Ruben, whatever, I have been working trying to clean up this place.
My apartment was not gross, guys. I don't know who's giving you this information. Yeah, it's lived in. When we were moving, it was crazy. But you know what? It's lived in.
And right now, this apartment, Ruben, because Ruben has a dirtophobia. He has a phobia with dirt. I am actually in the process of trying to organize this place. You're talking about several years with the clutter, and you're not going to get it clean in less than a couple of weeks' time. But I'm working on it. And one of the things I had to do was wash all the towels, which I finally got most of them washed. excuse me, people of peace. My address stays because it's part of my masthead and my title, and it's also part of my login signature. So it stays. Dory is not even on that list of address. Only me and Lumi are listed. No one else is listed.
Yeah, why are you putting my name in that?
It's not.
Piece?
Your name is not on it. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, man,
Well,
let me show it to you.
Right. I mean, my name's not on it. It's not on it.
No, it's not. And I'll show you. To prove I'm telling you the truth. It's not on it. And it's right here. Where's your name?
It's not. Can you? I don't see. Oh, I can't see it that
Well,
far.
come over here real quick.
I don't want to get up. I'm comfortable.
All right, let me just flash this on the screen so you guys can see this.
Yeah, do it.
All right, it's not even, Dory's name isn't even on here. So no, the show's not ending yet. It's going to take a few seconds for this to show up in the chat.
I already read your comment.
Okay, so we're looking at the screen right now that people asked about with my sign-off signature. So we're not signed off yet, but we will be signing off in a little bit. Do you see it now on the screen coming up, Dory?
Yeah, I see it.
Do you see your name in there?
No, I don't see my name at all.
Do you see your email address in there?
No.
Okay. So the good news is I kept my promise because it's not Dory's information in there. It's just my information in there. And so put this phone back on here. Phone number. So back over to this. So the point is that is me and Dory, by the way, over here. Just wanted to show it to you. So that's the truth. That is what it says.
Ted,
you should really.
For the stray cats.
I never put that up there. TNCC put that up there.
What about the stray cats?
People, the guy Michelle just looked at. She's doing this. Everyone else. Can you read the comments to Dory? She's reading the comments herself on the phone. She's got my cell phone, so she's seeing them there.
Dory. Yes, I'm trying to read the comments. I'm trying to read them, but it's scrolling really fast sometimes. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to read them.
Well, I'm not running the ad, and I'm not the one who put that up there. TNCC put that up there.
Yeah, that TNCC. He's another troll.
Yeah, MMD Archives, he runs in Nescapedia. He may actually be working with Pete, the soup kitchen guy. He might be working with a couple of the troublemakers that are trying to destroy and discredit this channel and saying that I don't know my ass from a hole in the ground.
Mary Jane wants you to delete this peace guy.
I'm not going to delete this peace guy. Block him yourself. You have the ability to block his comments from me if you don't want to see him. Yes, my caseworker knows my address is public, and she says it's respectfully it's up to me to decide if I want my address to be public.
I'm glad you have a cat ad in Austin. I think that's cool.
What's that? They keep popping up. Well, since I never posted the ad, I don't know exactly who's actually paying for that ad. So, just wanted to explain that.
Michelle, can you read my comments to Dory? Michelle, does your caseworker not have that address? You know what? I don't think that's any of your business.
My own caseworker certainly knows my address is public.
Michelle, can I finish what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Sorry, Michelle. I've been with Michelle when she said with her caseworker. Yes, and her caseworker does have all her information, but I don't think it goes public. OMG, shut up, P.O.P. I did block him. They keep popping up. keeps an eye on them, Mary Jane.
Okay, it's
I hear you.
9:36.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know anything about this, but
What's that?
he does sound like a troll. I've been listening to him. He does. You're not listening because I am talking. I think the world of Mary Jane is reading.
Look at the last one that just came up.
The last one this came up, it says, many good calls tonight.
No, the one before that in 9:36 p.m.
9:36. Oh, Dory is a piece of crap. I late as. Did you miss any calls? Good night. Good calls. Why am I a piece of crap? You don't even know who I am.
Yeah. And who are you, caller?
Yeah, right?
And as far as the peak guy, yes, he contacted us. The Tourette's people have not said a word lately today.
Yeah, Ted, I do feel that People of Peace is a troll. Because like I said, I was just talking to him, and he doesn't sound very nice. I am a troll. Yeah, People Peace, you are a troll. People Peace has been. What? This is my full legal name. Jerk. Yeah, you said that right. So why am I a piece of crap? You don't even know me. I am not a troll. Boy, you sound less like the movie. I am not a troll. Yes, you are. See, Dory agrees. Yeah, I agree. He's a troll.
I don't know what he is, honestly. Well, okay. Let's just temporarily drop this toll business for a second.
No, I want to know why this guy thinks I'm a piece of crap.
I don't know why he gave himself that name either.
Because you would. There was someone's name has something to do with you.
Well, let's not let this.
Michelle, read. Dory is a piece of crap, real quick.
I'm reading it background here.
No, read it to me so I know what it says.
Oh, you don't understand the last word?
No.
He's saying is, of course you would assume someone has something to do with you. You have an ego problem. That's what it means.
I don't even know what the hell you're fucking talking about.
I don't know what LEL means. I think it means LOL or something. I don't know. Well, one of the most important things, guys, is that my channel has been a long time project that's existed for over 6 years. And we've been on a lot of videos and just stuff like that. So some of the comments I've seen over the years, and some of the people that joined in, I kind of seriously, I've had some good experiences and bad experiences on here. But right now, seeing a flame war start isn't exactly my idea of fun. So,
alright, this guy, Dory piece of crap. No, I'm against bullying. I don't like bullying. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. And I'm sorry you think I'm a piece of crap.
People Peace says, can Dory answer my question I have? Why does Dory think I'm a troll? There's People Peace asking that.
Because you're talking through your ass.
I find new Michele videos I've never seen every day. So much content. What do you mean by that? R11H30. I try to give more content to let people know that there's more to me than just a person who just does the simple message now and then every day.
Well, I don't know who this piece of crap is, but I never said anything about him getting out of jail. Well, you're bullying me. I never called. How am I bullying you? I just want to know why you think I'm a piece of crap.
Looking at your channel, I don't like bullying. Been watching 6 years, so I watch videos of you. I never seen.
Thank you, Ted.
I've never seen every day on your channel. There is a lot to watch. Yes, there's almost 1,500 videos. Trust me, there's a lot to watch. And I have to be honest, some of them really are not that good. Some of my videos are pretty mediocre
Ted.
at best.
That's really nice of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of agree that for the most part you've been nice, but some of these other people, though, I can't be sure what the real story is with some of them. Can you please point me where I called you a piece of crap? It's in your title.
Yeah, it's in your title. You called me a piece of crap, and why do you think I'm a piece of crap? Michelle, how can I point it to him that he called me a piece of crap?
Why would you want a person want to give himself a title like that anyway?
No, but ask him why he said, can you please point it out to me when I called you a piece of crap? Is there any way that you could report it out to him that he called me that?
Why did the person choose that as their moniker? What you just read, Dory is a piece of crap. Why did you choose that as a moniker? Well, thank you. That was very special to me, too. 2011, December 21st.
Yes, I was born with this name. Dory. And no, I'm not going to prove it to prove anything to anybody, because I don't have to prove anything to nobody. So don't even ask me, people, because the answer is no. I am not putting my information on no goddamn video like she does. Absolutely no way.
By the way, what did you think of the coronation video, Dory, from December 21st, 2011?
I didn't see that.
You really didn't?
No.
I thought I played it a few times. I know, I just recently resubmitted the video so people could see who didn't see it. As proof of my authenticity.
How you make that's no. Your name is Dory is a piece of crap. Why are you gonna say that? It makes no sense. So are you calling me a piece of crap? Or is that your name too, Dory, it's a piece of crap? Are you talking about yourself or me?
Oh, I wouldn't call me a bully, because I haven't even bullied you.
I'm not bullying him either. I'm just asking.
It's your own moniker that's bullying for you.
I'm bullying?
If they're really seriously, your parents really did seriously give you that name, I would seriously wonder why the Department of Vital Statistics would allow them to put that on their birth certificate.
Where do you see this?
But Peace does want to know why you said you think he's talking out of his ass.
Who?
People of Peace. Asked me, says...
I don't know. I'm more, right now I'm more worried about this piece of crap shit.
Well, you did call People of Peace, and you said that he was talking out of his ass.
Yeah, I said that.
You
Michele,
said that tonight. I heard you.
I said that.
Thank you. I'm talking about R11H30. Comment about the video. It was a very special video. I really enjoyed being a part of that coronation video.
That's my name, Dorothy.
I don't think the North American Snow Queen has any content that proves his authenticity at all. I don't think he has anything. Probably because, honestly, even if he did have content, I don't think that he would be willing to accept the fact is that he would only be a weather steward for 3 months out of the year. He sounds like the kind of person that wants it all. And I don't mean it in a good way.
I have all this... I'm not saying I'm bullying you. I just want to know why you're thinking that I am a piece of crap.
I don't think People of Peace, you're necessarily a bad person, but I think sometimes you're a little bit misunderstanding about some of the stuff you were talking about. For example, when you were talking earlier about the climate change, and you said that the sun is running at a normal temperature, and that it's because the chemtrail is basically blocking the sun, and you're saying the black chemtrail is blocking the sun, causing the earth to cool. That's only partially correct. The actual thing is the sun is lowering its energy output. So in that case, I corrected you and let you know that you were partially right, and I was also right too. That the sun's solar isolation energy output has dropped. And that's what I said. So, he doesn't have the power to make an ice age. Trust me. Technically, the weather stewards only have a power of a region. They don't have power of the entire planet. That would have to be all working together as a concentrated group to make that happen. And that's something that's not necessarily easy to do, since you get the northern and the southern climates, and you have a total of 7 weather stewards, and they're not going to necessarily all agree that they want the same thing. And of course, nobody wants to go down in infamy.
Okay. This story piece of crap. All right, because of my I'm apologizing. This phone just went stupid on me. Oh, there it is. I am apologizing. Because of my learning disability. I just read all your messages that you sent to me, and I want to apologize.
Also.
I'm dyslexic, so I'm very sorry, and I mean, I don't know why you would say your name is Dory Piece of Crap, but that's okay. I'm sorry if you don't, that's all I can say.
And that is correct, People of Peace. That's exactly as Ruben said. Your brother's alleged brother supposedly said you were in jail when the RCMP had you arrested. It's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And I've also heard that from TNCC also. And no, the Earth is already cooling now. It's not going to take a million years. Try within the next year. It's already happening though. So it's not even going to take any more than a year. You're going to already see the change of temperature changes already. Look at the 2018 playlist of all the content I present from other people who create content on the weather and climate.
All right, Michele, at 10 o'clock, I want to wrap this up, okay?
Okay. Now, last call, meaning just that. It's 9:51, so let's get ready to wrap this up. You got 8 minutes to go ahead and speak up, or have to wait until next Wednesday. Okay, so you got 8 minutes. Any 8 things to say, and when it hits 10 o'clock on my watch, that's when we're gonna wrap it up. So, anything you want to say in the last 8 minutes?
People, peace. I don't know. Did you just get out of jail, or went to jail? I'm kind of confused what you're saying. Does Dory believe that I went to jail too? I don't know if you went to jail because I don't really know you. Who are you?
He's from Eastern Canada.
Oh, well, I don't know who you are.
Anything else?
Ruben, no one cares. Yes, they do, about private businesses.
Yeah, and I got a suspicion, as I said, it's a couple people, and one of those people has not been on tonight. It's called TNCC. The same person.
Did you or not just get out of jail?
Okay, he said I did not go to jail.
Well, okay. All right, good. Then what do you care what people think?
Because he says, I think I understand the reason why he's concerned. It's because people have a way of destroying your work record and your history just by conjecture. That's what he's concerned.
Well, people can be very cruel. Like, yeah, okay.
That's why I can't get a job in this town.
Okay.
Because people think nowadays that I'm a sexual predator, and I'm not.
Well, I just kind of was trying to say something to you, and I put my foot in my mouth. Yeah, kind of. I think I was kind of bullying you, and I'm sorry. I sometimes you don't realize what you say until somebody read what they have to say,
right?
And then you just like,
I
called that man a troll or a liar. I don't know you as well as you don't know me.
I know.
I'm sorry if you thought that I called you I did call you a troll because I didn't know you, and I still don't know you. You could be a troll. You could be Jesus Christ or something. You could be anything, and I'm just sorry that you.
It's just like what happened with the Justice for Trudy event too.
Exactly. That was horrible.
That was a misunderstanding. And okay, I do the same thing sometimes too, guys. Not meaning to hurt anybody, but sometimes I get so wrapped up and caught up in this event, that I say things, and later on I say, that's not the right answer.
Okay, Peter, people, place. It's okay, Dory. Good night. I gotta go.
Oh, I got one more phone call. This is the last call for the night, guys. Last call. Go ahead, call on the air.
Who is this?
Miss MicheleMarieDalene, who's this?
My name's James. I got a pretty big problem here. My roommate, his name's Dory, he's dead, and his phone's open, and he's watching this video, and there's this number, and he's typing, and he says, I'm dying. Did you know my friend was dying? Did you not call the cops?
I was going to call the cops.
Oh my God, I gotta call the cops. What's this?
That's fucking. No, that was funny, guys.
What is your name?
She wants to know what your name is.
Puddin'-Tane.
Puddin'-Tane? You think this is funny? You think so? Okay, well, guess what? You know what? I've got your phone number. I'm going to give it to the authorities.
Okay, if you got my phone number, what is it?
He just called it, Dory. This is the reason why we get frustrating. Because, when we have a good channel, it's great. But when you guys get people that say things, just like with the bullying thing. And, sometimes things get said that are not necessarily what we meant either. Sometimes that happens, too. He said, why do people think you were a sexual predator? Well, because the fact is that people like Pete go out there in town and say, because I am a hermaphrodite, and that they think that's a deviant sexual behavior, and they think because of that reason I should not have the right to have a job or get any gainful employment. Because I'm supposed to be a deviant behavior, and I'm not supposed to be able to work because of that reason, and that I would molest your children and all that kinds of stupid crap, which is totally false. And Dory would know that. And I'll let Dory speak on my behalf because she knows me pretty well. What do you think, Dory?
Michelle is not a sex offender.
And I'm certainly not a sexual predator either.
No, she's not.
But people in this town think I am. That's why they will not harm me.
What will people think? What is you going to jail have with Michelle be a sexual offender, a pedophile?
Sexual predator is a little different.
Whatever. And you went to jail. What'd you go to jail for? The same thing?
He's saying is just like me. What he's trying to say is people are saying she's a sexual predator. Just like people are trying to say that I went to jail when I didn't go to jail and I didn't do anything wrong, is what he's trying to say. Yeah, well, the point here is that because of that reason, companies will not hire me in this town. I cannot get a job in this town because of the bad rumors that were started by local rumor mongers.
Age 30. She is mean that she... Michelle, read age 30 to me.
He says... Hermaphrodite doesn't mean anything about orientation, which confuses me why people would think that. Because this is a small town and they are not up to what's going on in the world.
People ask your question.
So that was a statement. He says it's hermaphrodite doesn't mean anything about orientation, which has confused me. Why would people say that? Because people in this town don't know the difference. That's why they would say that.
People ask your question.
What's your question? You got 1 minute. Come on. 1 minute, guys. Which live stream was it someone called in pretending to be related to me or something? Can send someone a link of me to know who it was. I don't have it right now, but I'm sure we can find it. Look on the live streams. It was obviously within this month. March. Look around mid-March of this month coming up. So March, maybe early April. That's all I can tell you right now, because I lost track of the live streams too, because they're so long. I'm sure MMD Archives has got plenty of his own copies of that notes too. Alright guys, so here's the deal. We're going to have our live stream on Wednesday. Hopefully Nikki and Ted will be able to join us on that live stream, so we'll be able to hear from them. I thank you very much for being a part of this live stream tonight, and I hope to see you on Wednesday. So, do me a favor for now. Have a nice night, guys, and we'll see you soon. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Want to say bye-bye, Dory?
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good evening.
Okay. George was letting that blood shoot out of his eyes. That's no